do you get it on so when someone speaks, they come on the screen?
You got to just slide it across and then it just happens like magic.
Like Tinder, slide to the left.
Welcome to TOWIE Dragged Out. It's me, Ahura, your fashion queen of the London scene from Worksop, and I'm here with the Essex gals. I'm here to drag out all the goss, all the tea, and all the little sums that you don't know about with the cast of this new series. Season 28 is 28, right? In this week's episode, we saw the girls going from bouncing on the men's balls to bouncing on the gym balls, because that's what lockdown is all about. We had our orders at the Chippy with a massive side of eye instead of the ketchup, and an almighty kiss and tell bombshell. So anyway, let's roll them titles. Let's have it! Joining me today, we have the legendary TOWIE OGs, Chloe Sims, Diags, and also a girl whose beauty is only surpassed by her gobby mouth, Nicole Bass, and Essex's newest hottie on the scene, Rem Larue. So how has it been back to filming?
It's good to be back and see everyone again, do you know what I mean?
Have you guys changed like procedures or anything, or like ways of filming since coming back?
Got to stay 2 meters apart at all times.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, for some people it's a very good thing, Nicole. Always got to stay away from each other. We've got to wear masks when we're not actually filming and talking to each other. So there are things that we got to really stick by, which there's a person on set which always makes us like keep by it, do you know what I mean?
Me and Rem coming on, like we've come on bang in the middle of COVID. So it's like, where I was on it before, I know that the parties are great, but Rem's like never experienced it. But it's actually such a good laugh when everyone's just in the same room sometimes. So But I think we've just got used to it now.
So we've got some new faces in TOWIE, and I'm not talking about the filler. I'm of course talking about Rem.
For me, it was like a little bit daunting at first. But I think like obviously my first scene was with like my two best mates. So I think that made it a little bit easier.
Nicole, did you know anything of Rem before this, seeing as you're also new? Did you know of Rem?
A couple of the girls did say that Rem was known as a bad boy, but look, I think don't judge a book by its cover, because after speaking to him over the last few weeks, I do think he's quite a kind and soft person. So
Beth, what Nicole's saying is she's in a head, Rem, but she's giving you a chance.
At the end of the day, like we all do things that in the past when you're younger that like you're not proud of at the end of the day. But I feel like now I'm like a lot older. But listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Rem's best mate is Harry Lee. He's been through a breakup and spent lockdown focusing on himself. He's decided he must go celibate. Diags, have you ever been attracted to the idea? I mean, I know I've heard, you like to put it about a bit, babe. So,
Well, I was sort of forced for a few years from the ages of 16 up to 25. I had sort of been a celibacy thing anyway until I joined the show. So it was like this sort of unwritten rule that I had where I just struggled regardless. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing it again. No, definitely not. So no, I'm not interested in the slightest of the celibacy thing.
Yeah, I've never heard of that, celibate. What even is that?
Where you don't...
No, it isn't. It's when you don't have sex.
Oh.
He's just being weird and dirty as usual.
There's nothing worse than being hungry. Heading down to the Chippy, getting your small chips, and then having to stand next to someone you just can't stand. Now, what I really want to know is why would Chloe Brockett walk off and leave her chips? So, Chloe, you've obviously had a few cross wires and cross little things on the show. Do you think the girls handled it the best way possible? Like, do you think this was the right way to go about it?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know, like you haven't had a row.
What?
Me, I'm row.
Me? I don't know what you mean. I think my rows probably in the past wouldn't make it on TV now. The language would have been way too bad. I definitely weren't rehearsing, put it that way.
So Diags, for you, obviously you've had the odd row in the past and stuff. So for you, are you conscious of the camera around you when these things are happening, or do you just not even know it's there?
You're not even thinking about the cameras. You're not thinking about, there's normally people are stopping the street, do you know what I mean? Because there's two people just screaming at each other in the street. So you're not even aware of them. Do you know what I mean? You're so into your argument and into your points that you want to get across.
I think, like, as a viewer, you sometimes look at the show and you think that when it says, you know, some things have been judged for your entertainment, and I think you think that those are the arguments.
You can tell when someone's being is genuinely like angry or upset about something. I think it shows you. To fake that would be impossible. Do you know what I mean? When you've got real emotion there, you can tell when someone's fuming or what they're saying they genuinely mean. Do you know what I mean? So that you'll be very hard to. We're not. Do you know what I mean? We're not actors.
It's hard when you're in the street and you have every intention in your head to not argue. Like last series, I had an argument with Amber, and in my head, I just didn't want to argue. I had every intention of seeing her and thinking no. But then when you see the face on it and then the mouth starts going, it's so hard to think, oh, do you know what? Sod it. Like with me, I'm quite short-tempered, so my mouth will go before I've even thought about what to say. So I think it just depends on the situation. I think we all go in with the intention to think, do you know what? We're not going to lower ourselves, but then it just takes that one thing that they say and you think, do you know what? I'll let you have it now.
How is things with you and Amber now, though? Are you okay? Or
Great. Honestly, we've had a 2-metre COVID dog walk and everything.
Gorgeous.
No, as if. My dog's too special.
I actually believed you then. I was thinking, I didn't
I know, me too. I was like, oh,
you
okay.
watch the whole show?
No, as if. I would never.
Are we team Saf or are we team Chloe Brockett? I want to know.
Well, I would say I am team Saf though, because obviously Saffron's my friend and I feel like she really did sort of always have Chloe's back, and I think what she's saying is just bang on to the point. Like she's always had her back. My opinion would be like I don't feel like Saffron's in the wrong at all.
Yeah, I'm team Saf as well. Saf actually fell out with her because she was defending my sister.
Rem, you like Chloe Brockett, right?
I'm not getting involved.
Rem knows because of Cleo, he can't comment on that question.
I'm not getting involved. Like I've nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it. Like that's their beef at the end of the day. And if it involves Harry, that's his beef. Like that's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, but what do you think about it, Rem?
Listen, that's just Brockett for you. Like that is Brockett. So that's my opinion on the situation.
But if you used to walk into a room and Saffron was on one side and Brockett was on the other side, and they say, Rem, they both go, come here.
Oh, yeah.
Rem.
You didn't even take a side, so I don't know why you're beefing him. What's your opinion on it?
You're sitting on the fence, Diags.
And it feels lovely.
Now it's time for the poll of truth. Ruth. Every week we take to the socials to ask those burning questions. Something that you've been dying to know and dying to ask. And this week's dying question was in fact about Frankie going to ex-boyfriend Harry's party. So, let's put it out there. Would you go to an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend's party if you had the invite?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like I said, I think they've both kind of just left it as that, and I thought it was quite nice that she come, really. So that's my opinion on it.
Is there cake there? If there is, come there. I'll see you there.
You liar! You wouldn't go to your ex's party.
No, I personally wouldn't.
You
But
definitely wouldn't.
If I had an ex who was like cool and that, and was like, yeah, you know, it wasn't sore or anything, and we were still getting on great. No, I wouldn't go.
You're talking about your imaginary exes. If it's an imaginary ex, then of course I would show up. But let's talk about your real ex. If she had a party, would you go to Diags?
No, I wouldn't go. All right, I'm getting off the fence. I won't go. No, you won't see me there.
God, it's like getting blood out of a stone with you today, mate. Painful.
The results are in, and I hope your hearts are pumping because mine is racing. 84% of people said they wouldn't go to an ex's party, in fact. So there you go. As a viewer, I often have the burning question, as I'm sure you do yourself. How big is this sugar hut? So how easy is it to not bump into someone that you don't want to see when you're there? Someone who wasn't avoiding people and causing a stir was our good girl, or should I say bad girl, Ella. That saucy little minx had us all gagged. She told us all that she's had a little smutchy good time with Mr. Wicks. So, what do we all think?
I can honestly say, and I'm going to be honest, I did not expect that to come out of Ella's mouth.
So obviously, Chloe, we cannot avoid the elephant in the room. As we're all aware, you and Mr. Pete Wicks blurred the lines just just a little bit. So what is your take on the news?
Obviously, you're going to have to tune into the next episode on Sunday to see my initial reaction. Yeah, to be honest with you, like, he can kiss who he wants, can't he? So I didn't have a massive reaction, although I did have a few, just a few little questions floating around in my head, which I discussed in the show. But yeah, I mean, I haven't really got much to add to that. One of Pete's favourite sayings is, "It is what it is." So, it is what it is.
So, Rem, what do you actually think of Pete then? What's your first impressions?
I think Pete should practice what he preaches. Like, obviously, he goes around like, oh, you shouldn't do this to women, you shouldn't do that to women, but he does it himself. So at the end of the day, the way I look at it is, if you're going to say that, you've got to stick to what you're going to say. So in this one, I think he's wrong.
So Diags, obviously you're friends with Mr. Pete. So obviously we know he likes to kiss new mates. So are you expecting a kiss anytime soon?
He's looked at me up a few times in certain ways.
To be fair, he flirts with men. Do you know what? I will say in his defence, even though I hate him right now, he is a natural born flirt. Like, even away from the show, regardless of where we go, he flirts with men, he'll flirt with women, he flirts with everyone, older, younger. So, and I've seen so many women, like, practically in front of me drop at his feet. He's got this like way about him where he'll like overly compensate and overly do the gentleman thing, and then women like kind of fall for him, I think. So I think
he's made me feel really good, like really good.
See, he's done it to Diag,
I was like, does he like me? I don't know.
Yeah, don't be careful, because I don't think he wants to commit.
And
he's
like
not
that,
ready.
and I was gonna go for the. I don't know what to do.
Don't blur the lines.
Yeah, gotta be careful, man.
You can be Pete's new little secret. Oh, cute.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
So that's all for Dragged Out this week. So a good thank you to Chloe Sims.
Bye, thank you.
A good thank you to Diags.
See you later.
A good one for Nicole.
Bye.
And of course, Rem. So be sure to leave us a lovely comment, because, we're all about the love here. No hate, do not discriminate. And of course, a like and a share would go a mile. We absolutely love it. And thank you for tuning in. And until the next one, bye.